Mhm. Hi guys, how are you doing? Uh, so Jackpa is one topic that is a very sensitive topic. Someone said, am I a Taurian? Yes, absolutely. Jackpa is a very, very sensitive topic. Jackpa has caused a lot of quarrels inside even this particular family. We don't, if now one topic for this life, we don't make us quarrel. That topic na Jackpa. That topic na Jackpa. Jackpa is a very, very dicey um, topic. A lot of people will tell you if you are very poor or you are very rich, Jackpa is automatic. You can Jackpa. If you are, it's better to suffer abroad than suffer in Nigeria. But then middle class will now have different arguments. Me, I believe if you are doing okay in Nigeria, no need to jackpot. Hey, see my very fine friend.
Hi,
And
guys.
some people believe that no matter what, no matter how good you are doing in Nigeria, just leave Nigeria. Nigeria is bad news. So we've had a lot of jackpot arguments on my platform. So tell me and my very close friends quarrel. Jackpot, na problem. Jackpot fit scatter family. But what me and all of my friends have always agreed on is never jackba with bad papers. Now, problem be that. It is better for you to be in Nigeria than abroad with bad
Mm.
papers. Well, until I met this young lady that I brought to my life who says she has the ability to help even those who have bad papers. I've not experienced it before in my life. Oh. She's the one that said it too. But I'm going to ask her many, many, many questions today. Because this topic looks like a topic a lot of people are interested in. Some of you want to jackpot. You see, when we're younger, we used to do what they call Lori Olori. You go to the UK, you go and you rent person passport, take work. Then go they pay the person court. Boys, they do harm. Now, Oriolori, they work for 90s. He worked for early 2000. You know if you use the Oriolori work now. So if now Oriolori, you don't they use they come. There's one guy that's as in I need to tell you the story of this guy. He was using somebody else's head in the UK. And
Okay.
he was so good at he worked in the train station. And he kept working and rising until they were about to make him a station manager. At that high level, you now have to because you are now serving the public. You now have to bring all your. Meanwhile, the person went ahead, they use take work. That one, they one corner, they collect monthly salary from him. Now, so this guy had to resign. Now you won't tell them, say he has been so good at the job, but it's actually not him that is working. It's this other guy that is at
You go
home.
explain, Taya.
You go explain tire, no evidence. So if you have those kind of situations, whether na Canada or whether na USA or whether na UK. Or. In fact, we cannot talk too much. Let me bring in my pretty guest. Hello, my darling sister. Please introduce yourself. Everybody here wants to get to meet you.
Thank you very much. And it's such a great honor to be on your platform with you today. My name is Ebudage Peace Mercy. Just call me Mercy for short. So I'm privileged to lead a group of legal professionals as well as educational consultants and accountants and just people in finance generally. And we together at PMF Consult, we are very passionate about global mobility, and we are the first and biggest migration firm in Africa that is directly targeting, global mobility, cultural exchange, not just amongst Africans or Africans to other part of the world. It's also from other part of the world, other nationals into Africans as well. So one thing we always say is that immigration or migration, whichever one you're most comfortable with, it's actually a part of human existence. So you cannot take that away from humans to move for one reason or the other. That's one. And then secondly, you cannot discriminate anyone who decides to, make any form of movement for one reason or the other. People move for different reasons, whether either permanently or temporary. So you cannot make you cannot stigmatize people for making whatever choice. It's just that whatever you have to do, I usually say that your immigration history is like your credit history. So whatever you have to do, you have to be very, very careful. And of course, don't, that thing of thinking the grass is always greener at the other side. And yeah, that word, Japa with a plan, it's very, very important. We have a lot of persons who are very unsatisfied immigrants all over the world because they follow the crowd to do something that everybody say, oh, this thing is raining, we should do this, that. But at the end of the day, when they get in, they are so unsatisfied with what they've gone into meet and all that. And that's because you cannot one particular route of immigration is not going to fit to same people. They don't have the same things they want. They're not going to the same places. They're not the same persons. They don't practice or they are not in the same field in terms of like professionally and all that. So the freeze, does this introduction, is it well enough?
Yes, it is. It is well enough, and I'm going to help you add a few pointers. You see, jackpot. A lot of people say, jackpot is not for everybody. Well, if you jackpot, you may as well jackpot correctly. Most of the people who are enjoying abroad are because they jackpot correctly. Now, let me ask you a question, Mercy. What are the things that could hinder a smooth jackpot process?
Okay, so for me, I would say there's just one thing, and that is lack of accurate information. That's one thing. Every other thing will fall into lack of accurate information. Every other thing in terms of probably something happened or you went in and you did not see what you is like what I ordered versus what I got. So every other thing would actually fall into lack of accurate information. Because if you have accurate information, it would help you prepare your mind to know what you're going into, whatever country you're going into. It will help you prepare your mind to know what you want to go and meet there. So it's just lack of accurate information. That for me is just one thing.
Lack of accurate information. That is one major issue we have in Nigeria. Lack of accurate information. Many of us tend to rely on what our parents told us. My neighbor said, a lot of people will not reveal. It's like the story of a young girl who moves into your neighborhood and shows up one day with a Range Rover, and you ask, how did you buy this Range Rover? It's God. You will join all the prayer sessions morning and night until she tell you what she really do to buy that Range Rover. You go pray in vain, because People will not
Well,
tell you the real story. They will never tell you that, I get one aristo, one chairman, we carry me go Dubai, give me $20,000. I met one of his friends, that one give me $30,000. Me, I can't hustle, then God can't do the rest. I shall raise $60,000. No, they will not tell you the full story. They'll just say, just keep believing. So a lot of you are following people abroad who are telling you keep believing. Meanwhile, they don't tell you waiting they go through. They don't tell you waiting that they do.
yes.
So that is why we have Mercy here today. Are you abroad and you have bad status? What number should they call? Because a lot of people are interested. They are watching on TikTok, they are watching on YouTube, and they're watching on Facebook. What number should they reach you on if they have? Now, let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Do you also do things like visiting visa rejections, all those kind of things?
Okay. So that would be around appeals and judicial reviews, even though they are not the same thing. And the thing is, when it comes to tourist visa or visit visas, the refusals, not all visit visas can go through appeals because not every country allows you to appeal your tourist visa application. The arguments would usually be, since it's a non-immigrant visa, so you just said you want to come and enjoy, something like that. So why are you disturbing us with your appeal and all that? But then you can go to the judicial review. You can lodge or you can start a judicial review procedure if you have a tourist visa refusal. And for some reason, I will call it I don't know if I should call it a vendetta in that sense, but you would see some funny refusals and you'll be wondering what is happening in this place. Sometimes people think that visa refusals visa refusals in general are just for people who maybe they don't have good enough papers, or they don't have enough money for the trip and all that. Totally different. We've seen cases where people who even have traveled before, like they have travel history, they are well to do in their home countries and all that. We've seen, cases where they still get refused, and then that's where the room for judicial review comes in. Also depends on the country, though.
Mm, 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 mm. So what number can they call you on? What number can they
Okay.
WhatsApp you on?
Yeah, you can use, let me give the WhatsApp line.
Is it the one that you used to chat me up? Is that the one?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. All right. So let me call that number out. Let me call that number out. +234. Sorry, let me lock TikTok. They don't like mentioning numbers.
Okay.
+234 812 314 7884. I'm going to paste the number here. So guys, I'm pinning the number for you on TikTok. Sorry, there was a bit of a blackout because I was pinning the number. So there is the number, +234 812 314 7884. Don't call her. WhatsApp messages only. If you call her, you disrupt the live video.
It's not
So
even reachable on call at the moment. Like you can't reach me on call at the
you
moment.
can't reach that number. So a
Yes.
lot of you guys are abroad and have bad papers. Some of you want to travel and want proper guidance. This is a lady that could help you if you are honest with your situation. If you're abroad, she has a team of legal representatives and they have quite a bit of experience. One thing I always tell people is visa, like even she said, visa is a very funny thing. Immigrant, they will give a beggar and decide not to give a millionaire.
I tell you,
I remember when I was
clean and clear.
when I was doing stuff with Kano Heart Foundation. Paulo was here with me earlier on this morning. there was a child that needed heart transplant, and the mother was supposed to escort the child to the UK to do the surgery.
Okay.
Guess what?
Okay.
They gave the mother, they did not give the child.
That I have seen happen
The
with,
child, when
is this
one go do the
UKVI?
surgery, they not give
Is
him. The mama
this
will not get any
UKVI?
work. Now they escort the pikin, go, they give him.
Is this
I can never
UKVI?
forget that story. The child, the child, because by the time they
Oh
could run around
my
and sort out the
God.
visa, the child don't buy.
Oh,
The mama can't
oh my
get visa.
God. I don't understand. What did they do? Did they try to reapply, or did they try
I
to
don't
go
even
through
know
a
what
judicial
happened. I
review?
just knew that this was in the early 2000s, like maybe 2004,
Oh my God.
about 20 years ago, literally. So there are so many of these kinds of cases, and we all need to be extra careful when dealing with these cases, because you never know. And some of you are abroad. Do you help? Mercy, imagine a husband is abroad and wants to bring his wife. Do you help with those kind of things?
It depends on the husband's current immigration status in the country, right? That's one. Then secondly, the immigration status will determine if the husband will be able to bring in additional family member or not. So the thing with experience, one thing I know is this: when it comes to immigration matters or visa matters in general, when you ask general questions like this, you really cannot get a straightforward answer. That
Mm.
is actually the truth, because you are dealing with a lot of people's different circumstances. What is applicable to A would not necessarily be applicable to B. They don't have the same circumstance, they don't have the same, like I said, now it also depends on the person's immigration status and all that. So bringing your spouse or your family or your children or whichever you want to bring in, it actually depends on your immigration status, and as well as the visa category you would be, lodging on their behalf for them. The visa category they'll be lodging for, they'll be applying for, would also depend on your own immigration status in the country.
Hmm. 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 All right. So let me ask you a few questions. How long have you been at this type of how long have you offered this type of service, and what brought you into this kind of service?
Okay, so generally, like all the entire team of PMF Consults put together, we have a backlog experience of over 3 decades,
Oh,
right? But for
oh wow.
myself, it's almost a decade. And I would say, uh, how do I put it? I would say it's something that came out for me out of like a necessity in that sense. It just happened that I had to represent, or I had to assist a family member with, the application, and then that was it. And as at that time, I was working together with a friend of mine that does strictly immigration law as at that time. So
Mm,
it made the entire thing very smooth, and I was like, okay, let's pitch our tent in immigration law, and I think I would say that's it. So, but together collectively, so if you're working with PMF Consult as a whole, you're working with persons or professionals who have had like over 30, I mean, over 3 decades. Yeah, that's like over 30 years of experience.
mm, mm, mm. Now, what would you say has been most challenging about your job?
I think the most challenging thing would be with immigration authorities or immigration bodies, not even people, because it's easier to cure the ignorance thing with people. It's just that not just Nigerians actually have been privileged to interact with other African nationals as well. I think we have one common thing. It's like a disease. Most of us don't like to read. I don't know why. Yeah, we don't like to read because the whatever thing you want to do, whatever immigration procedure you want to put in or you want to start your application for, believe me, it's on the embassy's website, or it's on the immigration authorities website. You can find it there. But then because of us don't like to read, and then we like to cut corners a lot, right? So we like to cut corners. So that thing of cutting corners, we forget that we are going to be interacting with officials who they are not used to cutting corners. Like, who do you want to go and cut corners with? And then we try to cut corners with ourselves, and then that's where we now get burnt. So for me, it would actually be with the immigration authorities, because you'd be wondering why someone will put in a strong case, like a very good profile, a very strong case, and some very flimsy reasons for refusal. I don't know if I mentioned to you that, Frieza, we actually have a show. It's called Chronicles of Immigration Injustice. We started filming early this year. We had to pause production within the year, but I think we finally finished filming like a month ago, so we should be airing anytime soon. And the reason for that show is just to shed a lot of light on the whole lot of injustice that goes on in our immigration system. That's the reason for it's called Chronicles of Immigration Injustice. It's we have the URL to the page on our Instagram page, like it's on the profile. So for persons who want to know what the show is about, you can actually go and check it out. But immigration bodies are like sometimes I tell applicants, this refusal you see, I say don't stress your head too much. Like, don't allow these guys make you think too much, because you see some refusals, you'll be wondering if the person or the visa officer who actually went through this thing read through the entire application you put through, went through your entire profile and all that. You'll be wondering if this person actually went through your own application profile, or it's somebody else they looked at. So the most challenging would actually be with the immigration bodies. That's all.
The most challenging is the immigration bodies. Let me ask you a question. What country is the most difficult to migrate to?
I won't use the word difficult, actually. I won't use the word difficult. I don't belong to that school of thought that there's any country that is difficult to go to, right? I don't belong to that school of thoughts. So the way I would respond to that would be every country does not fit everybody, right? In as much as we say we have the choice to move where we want to go to or not, every country does not fit everybody. And then it depends on your reason, like your purpose for wanting to move. Then that's when you look at, okay, is this country fit enough for me? Like, can I go do this in this country and all that? So for instance, now, if you, let's say you have the plans to get dual citizenship, I'm going to use the UAE, that's precisely Dubai for an example. If you want to have dual citizenship and like that's your long-term goal, and then you're going to the UAE on any visa category, except they will change it maybe by the time we are done with this life, except it has changed. It's not it's a counter, like it's very, very counterproductive, like very, very counterproductive, because when at the time you finish probably your schooling, you went there to school, you are done schooling, and then maybe you went there to set up a business and all that, you would not get what you went in to get, because it does not actually, support dual citizenship and all that. So I don't belong to that school of thought that there's a country that is difficult. I don't belong to that school of thought at all. It depends on what you want to do. If you meet up to, the minimum requirements or criterion for the visa and all that. But difficult, I don't think so.
All right. I want us to take down the number again. +234-812-314-7884. I'll take that number again. +234-812-314-7884. If you have any immigration inquiries, please do call her up. And quite a few people, or should I say, a lot of people don't understand the fact that you're being able to travel with your family or alone in search of a better or in search of greener pastures or a better career opportunities can be made or marred by the information you know. So
100%.
what information do you think is currently hindering Nigerians when it comes to jack buying to the extent where they're not jack buying properly? What do you think that piece of information is? Or is it more than one thing? Or do you want them to contact you first before they can have access to this information?
Okay, so the first thing is that you should know your why, right? You should know the reason why you want to make the move. And
Mm,
contrary to what majority of us in this part of the world would think, that when it comes to people leaving Africa or moving away from Africa to other continents, other countries in that sense,
mm,
it's like people think a whole lot of people are running away. I still don't think that Nigerians move. I'm from Nigeria, so I still don't think that Nigerians move because they are running away from Nigeria. So maybe it's because I've been privileged to speak with a lot of Nigerians, even in the diaspora, right?
mm,
I think the first thing is that we actually love adventure. That's one, right?
mm,
So we are highly adventurous. Like we so much love adventure. And because another thing is that we are also very bold, yeah. So that adventurous spirit, but plus being very bold, you see a Nigerian pick up their bags and then they'll go to countries that you wonder what is this person doing in this country and all that. Those two factors are actually there. So for me, the first thing is identify your why. If you know your why, it will be able to help you know the country that you should go to, the visa categories you should apply for, right? And then another thing is we don't take consulting very seriously in this part of the world.
mm,
Consulting is actually very important. Most likely because consulting is not because you are not supposed to go and confirm whatever information that your legal representative is feeding you with. Not at all. Consulting is because you want to be guided, you want to be pointed in a direction that you can look out for, that you can look into. So if you're speaking with someone who you are looking at, probably this person is going to represent you legally for your immigration proceedings and all that. If you're
mm,
speaking with such a person and you say, oh, this is what I want, these are my long-term plans and my short-term goals and all that, I'll be able to say, oh, based on this, you should look at this country, you should look at that visa category. So the first thing is know your why, or know exactly what you're actually looking for. The second thing is consult, consult. Then after you're done consulting, of course, whoever you're consulting with should be the persons that know exactly. You can actually verify if you're consulting with people who know what they are doing or know how to advise you well. So they would be able to guide you. Okay, you can go in for this particular visa category. You can go in for that particular visa category, and then you can now ask for the official immigration links to go read them up. That's another
mm,
thing, so that you are not going to be spending 1 naira and think you're spending 1 naira, but at the end of the day, you're actually spending 20 naira
mm,
in that sense. I don't know if you
mm.
understand where I'm coming from.
100%. 100%, 100%, 100%. I want to bring in people to ask questions. If you have any
Okay.
questions, please send me a request. Shades of Grains asked one question earlier on.
Okay.
Uh, Let me look for that question. Uh, uh, is your company affiliated with law firms abroad?
Oh, yes, it's very important for us. So we cannot get into courts in other countries, right?
Mm,
We have limits to what we can do in terms of when it gets into other countries. We have limits to what we can do. So we definitely have to partner with lawyers, and then depends on the visa categories, because we also assist with business visa categories or entrepreneur routes as well. We partner with business analysts in other countries that help us with our clients who want to set in or set up their businesses and all that. So of course we have strong partnerships with legal firms and business analyst firms and even accounting firms in other countries, because they help make our job smoother.
So yes, they have partnerships. What are all the services you offer, Mercy?
Okay, so our services are categorized into three actually. There's visa application assistance, there's incorporation service, and then education service. So for visa assistance or visa application assistance, and depends on the country. I think we have all the countries that we assist listed on our website. So depends on the country you're going to. For some countries, we don't assist with non-immigrant, I mean, with immigrant visas. But for some countries, we can assist with both immigrant and non-immigrant visas. Then we also assist with incorporation services like business setup. That's for persons who want to, go through entrepreneurial routes. We're looking at startup visas, investor visas, as well as innovator founder visas in other countries. And then education, so that's for persons who want to pursue either undergraduate or postgraduate opportunities in other countries. So like those are just the three categories of services we render.
This is so amazing, guys. And here somebody asked, what is your consultancy fee?
Okay, so because we have an array of service, right? We don't have a particular consultancy fee that covers every area of service, in the sense that the visa categories are not the same thing, then the complexities are not the same thing, right? So generally in Naira, our consultancy fees start from, I think, 40,500 Naira, and then they go as high as over 1 million in Naira. But you can find that on our website. You can book a consultation on our website.
What is the website?
pmefconsults.com. That's the website.
pmefconsults.com. Go to the website now. Guys, send me your request if you want to ask any questions. Please, let's be serious here. If you want to Jackma and you have a lot of questions, you see, a lot of people believe in some people are saying, for what now where you hook. I have a former colleague in Cool FM. She got Yankee visa. She did UK visa like 10 times. They kept rejecting her. They just kept rejecting.
What visa category?
Visiting.
It happens.
They just kept rejecting. So at the end of the day, she had to pay like $1,000 back then to a consultant who eventually helped her sort it out.
Did she the sorting it out, did it come from a JR procedure? Did they go through a JR procedure?
I don't know what she did eventually, but I know that at the end of the day, she kept. So what I'm trying to say is, a lot of people are saying, why do I need a consultant? Why do I need a consultant? Typical Nigerian sense. How do I need a consultant for? Is it not visa? I'll just apply. Is it not $100? They will just give me. When they refuse you 7 times, your head will be correct.
So the thing now is that I think we're not really paying a lot of attention to it as we ought to. It is even tailors, let me use that word, or fashion designers say this. It's way easier to sew a new dress than to repair a torn dress, or to readjust a dress that has been sewn already. And they say, oh, the bust is bigger, the hip is bigger. That one comes with a lot of headache. They prefer taking new dresses to sew. So we see this a lot, that sometimes people would have, or some persons would have finished, making a mess of their immigration history, making a mess, like a total mess. Then they come to you and tell you to fix the mess with a lot of abeg.
But what I want to ask you, is it possible to fix every single immigration mess?
To be very, very candid, it is not. There are some that are actually beyond saving, actually.
So that person are deported, now remain.
They've deported a lot of people. So the good thing is this: how many countries do we have in this world, right? So if they deport you from one, the only thing is that if it's on a criminal offense, if you got deported because you perhaps stole something, or you had other form of criminal offense in the country, if it's for a criminal offense, then your immigration history is actually stained for real, real. Except you have a good lawyer in the next country you're going to that can represent you to come in from this person has repented. Please, let's help the not help. Look at this person from the fact that he has repented. He joined this community service. He did this for people. He did that for people, and all just to speak on the fact that you now have a good character in that sense. So if one country does not take you, like, can you go to the next? The good thing is that the world is evolving in such a way that what you're looking for in one country, you may actually likely find it in another country. Even if it's not like 100% the same thing, you're likely going to find something very similar, like what you're looking for, something very similar in another country.
What has been your toughest case so far? A case that you were able to resolve? What has been your toughest case so far?
Okay.
Give me a second up from there. Guys, send me your request so we can take questions.
Which do I use? I think it would be of a particular person who she got into the UK on a dependent visa,
Okay.
right? And her dependents and herself, like they got separated in that sense.
Hey,
And
they left
okay,
their cell.
yes.
All
So
right, hold on a second. He wants to ask a question. Hold on a second. Let her
okay.
finish, then you ask your question.
My question is just one. Which countries are in your portfolio?
Okay. So we have the most
Thank you. She'll
populous
answer you.
countries.
Leave so that we can hear her. God bless you, brother. Thank you. Okay, so finish the question you were asking, then answer his own.
Okay. So it happened that she got back in, and then she was told that this particular person, I think he changed his place of work or so. So because there was a breach in communication in that sense, since some persons are calling on WhatsApp, because there's a breach of communication, like they had a breach in communication in that sense. So she didn't know that this person had like switched his visa type, and then she got in, and she was going to be turned back at the
point of entry.
Like, yeah, she was going to be turned back. And so she reached out to someone who reached out, and I had to contact a UK lawyer immediately. So he was like, he had to like move fast on it. I'm trying to remember if that's like the most challenging, but why it was a bit challenging was because if you're dealing with people who are about to be turned back, it's a different emotion entirely. Like, it's not something that you can delay on. It's a very, very different emotion. It's different from somebody that they refuse visa. That one is different. A whole lot of things are at stake for people like that. So I think probably it's because of the whole lot of emotions that that came with that it's now in my head like, okay, this should be the most challenging that we've seen or that I have been involved in so far.
Answer the guy's question. I also have another question for you.
Okay, so we have the UK, US, we have Canada, we have Australia, we have South Africa, we have Tanzania, we have Egypt, we have even Nigeria. Sometimes people are surprised that we assist with Nigerian visas. So we have Nigeria,
As Nigeria,
we have Ghana.
some people won't come here.
We have a lot of multinationals who employ people from outside the country into Nigeria. We have
people they agree to come.
We have people coming into Nigeria to buy properties, to invest. We have people coming into Nigeria to partner with locals to start businesses in Nigeria. Yes. Yes, Daddy Freeze. You know what they say, that a prophet is not honored in his country. Sometimes I think that's what it is. We actually have people coming into Nigeria for different reasons, like to apply
Let
for different visa
me ask you,
categories
is it
and all
hard
that.
to get a Nigerian
It
visa just for
is
jokes? Is it?
actually hard to get a Nigerian visa. Yes, it is. Nigerian visas are one of the toughest visas to get, especially the tourist visas. Yes, Nigerian visas are
Wow.
one of the toughest visas
Jackpot
to get.
people, I have something that we use to fight you next time we are doing Jackpot Wars. Our visa is stronger than your visa. It's harder to get. Now, let me ask you, you spoke about people coming to Nigeria for investment. Oyinbo
Yes,
people or normal black people like
no,
us?
Oyinbo people, whites, actually come
As in,
into
they enter
Nigeria.
aeroplane. Don't they read
Yes,
news?
they read the news.
And
So
they
you
still
see,
come.
and this is the funny thing, right? That's why I say that you should actually know your why. The funny thing is that
What are these
there,
whys you've
there are
been
some,
saying since morning? Know your why. Please, what's why?
yes,
Have you not do?
okay. So let's see from the business visa parts or the business angles, like the business visa categories, right? If you're a
Mm-hmm.
business person and you know your products, like, or you know the kind of service you want to render, or the product you
Mm-hmm.
want to sell in the market, and you know that if you bring it into this market, it will thrive better, will you not bring it into the market?
Yes, now.
So that's what happens. There are some products or service that actually sells very well within this place or within this part of the world. So they come in. Sometimes a partner, of course, sometimes they have to partner with locals. When they have to do that on their own, it costs them a lot. So sometimes they have to partner with locals, most especially lawyers. A lot of lawyers are representing firms abroad here in Nigeria. A lot of
Hmm.
our lawyers here in Nigeria do that. So people come into Nigeria, that it is. People come to Nigeria to study.
Ah!
Yes. Other African
As in,
nationals
they
come to
leave all the
Nigeria to
universities in
study.
the whole Oyibo land.
They come to Nigeria to study. Yes.
Mercy, I don't believe you. Give me my destiny. I don't
Nigerian
believe you.
universities
When
are
I'm
one
done
of
with this call,
the,
I will call you one-on-one. We will do video call. You will show me
we
this how
can
somebody.
actually drag this. Do you know that in some developed countries, right, there are some countries here in Africa, I don't want to call names, they don't collect their educational certificates. They respect our Nigerian certificates much more than some African country certificates
Sorry,
here in
hold
Africa.
on.
So,
Network. Is there any network?
can you hear me?
Okay, sorry. Network was a bit unstable, I think, from your end.
Okay, but can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so I was saying that there are some countries in Africa that other developed parts of the world will not take their certificates, right? They prefer a Nigerian certificate. Yeah, so those nationals would come here to, study here in Nigeria. We have people who come here to study. But forget, I know our
But do
Nigerian friends
Oyibo people
like,
come here to study? That's the one I want to know.
okay, I have not represented any Oyibo person coming to Nigeria to study. Let me just leave that there. But
Sorry, guys.
for other
Network,
African
network.
nations,
Sorry, guys.
can you hear
Before you
me?
answer, let network be stable. Wait, let
Okay.
network be stable. This answer you cannot just answer anyhow. We have to hear it. As in Oyibo man wear clothes, wear shoe, tie shoelace, carry bag, enter boat or aeroplane, begin come Nigeria saying one read our book is a lie.
Daddy Freeze. Daddy Freeze. I said I have not represented Oyibo people coming into Nigeria, right? But other African nationals, yes. Other African nationals come into Nigeria to study.
But Oyibo people come here to invest.
I know they come here to invest. I'm talking from like personal experience with cases that we've worked on. I know they come in here to invest. I know they come in here for tourism. but I've not seen an Oyibo person, or we've not seen an Oyibo person coming here to school, even though I know it's not totally impossible. It's very, very possible, but I've seen other national Africans coming here to study.
Mm, 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 mm. All right, let me bring in more people who ask more questions. Guys, if you're interested in asking her any question, or you want to use or employ her services, I'll give out the number right about now. Don't go anywhere. Just hang on a second as I bring in more people to ask their questions. Let me lock TikTok. TikTok doesn't like numbers being announced. +234 812 314 7884. Take down this number if you have any questions regarding migration, immigration, visas, relocation, and all that. The number again is +234 812 314 7884. Also, those of you who are doing romance, SCAM, but now they call them marriage. Shebi, una clients go shall come this Nigeria from abroad. That your clients when they want come bring. I saw one video yesterday. My heart ached. The woman
Okay.
not feel that woman not young past 92. The
Okay.
boy where she want marry be like 22. That woman no feel. If that woman talk say she be that boy grandmama age, I will talk say she lie. She is his great grandmother's
Great grandmother.
now
Did she,
ancestor. But
did
the guy don't
she come to
understand.
Nigeria to marry
That the
him?
only way where you go take travel be that. Say
She
at
came
least
here
the
to
woman don't fit
marry
live
him.
another 10 years. So you go just go there, service her for 10 years. As her husband inherit her property, begin move on with her life. So she don't turn in client. So in one bringing clients come Nigeria. So you can help with that too, Abi.
Okay, that if you put it like that, to be doing my hair small, please, we can assist you bringing someone that wants to apply for a tourist visa into Nigeria. Your client, if you really want to, what is it called? If you really want to define what kind of client that person is to you, our job is just to assist that person come into Nigeria on a tourist visa or whatever visa category that the person is eligible for.
Wow. Hayama Tanga. Now I have a question. I have a case on my hand. There's a woman
Okay.
who came to the UK for COS matter.
Okay.
She has now lost her job and
She should be coming
she's
back.
facing
Don't mind me, don't mind me.
if you we're supposed to help talk like this.
Don't mind me, please go on. Please go on, don't mind me.
What can be done in the case of that kind of woman?
Okay, so I don't know, when did she lose her job? Because she has to get a new job that will give her or issue her a new COS, and then she has to let the Home Office know. If not, she has to come back home. The UK, see, so the thing about the UK, right? People can
But
hide.
can you
I'm
help
not
with that
saying
kind of situation?
she has to get a job. We don't render recruitment service at the moment.
Okay.
We don't help
So
people look
this is
for
not an
jobs.
immigration service, immigration issue. Is more of a recruitment issue.
Yes, she has to get a job. If she gets a job, she has solved like 50% of her headache. If she just gets a job, that can issue her another COS, she would be able to solve like 50% of her headache. And then it still depends on how long that this thing has been going on for. If not, she should just come back. So the thing, why
Come
I say
back.
she should just come back. Wait
And when
now,
you're
let me explain.
travel, Nico, come back. Hey,
Please let me
sorry.
explain.
Mercy, do you speak Yoruba?
I don't speak Yoruba.
I say, person say house.
You see, that's the
They enter that
problem.
London. They ask him,
That's
say,
the
so how
problem.
long do you intend to stay here? He says, stay here. Anybody tell you, say, they go back. You now can say, let me tell you, some people owe money. Some people will go this UK, go do COS. If they come Nigeria, they people tire for their neck. Some borrow
So you
money,
see,
run.
you
You
see,
say
that's
come
the
back.
problem.
We don't
That's the
go see
problem.
devil.
That's the problem. That person who used COS to enter the UK, I'm very sure it was not cheap. Now, the funny thing is this: that person would have been able to go into any of the business or entrepreneur routes. That's one. Secondly, that person might have even been able to qualify for a global talent
Messi.
visa.
So
Yes,
there's actually an easier way than
there are visa
COS.
categories that you can qualify for, that you can apply for, that you don't need to be paying. Okay, let me ask you, let's even do this calculation rationally, because I think a lot of people don't really settle down to do this calculation. This thing you're saying right now, I know somebody who is actually in that particular situation. She has wasted a lot of money. In fact, this person you're talking about, her own is even small. This one is actually paying the company salary, like she pays the company, then the company pays her. Yeah, it's like an arrangement. She's paying the UK government tax, because on the salary she's getting, she has to take out tax. She's paying the government of UK tax to keep her in UK, and she's not working. So right now she's looking for another route, like she's all over the place. Then she heard them say, right? And she went to buy property. She bought two properties in the UK so that she could use an investment route, like she could switch to an investment route. She had already bought the properties, then she called me and I asked her, who told you that investment visas are currently open for new applications? That has been stopped since like 2 years now. They've not been taking new applications for investor visa. Yes. So now she has bought two houses in the UK and she's paying, you are drinking water. She's paying the government tax on the salary she's paying herself with, arrangement from the person who gave her COS. So I try to imagine, and it's a whole lot of money. We're talking about serious thousands of pounds here, right? So imagine somebody like that. And there's one thing, majority of Nigerians can thrive with
In fact,
businesses
don't
in
talk
any country
again.
they
Don't
go
talk
to.
again.
So
If
why
you like,
did you?
don't call Messi. Don't call. That COS that you want to do, enter aeroplane, go and do it. So there are other options.
Of course,
Hey.
there are other options you can use to get into whatever country. Because if you are going to pay a huge amount of money to go and get a job, I always say it. Have you asked yourself how much it's going to take, how long, sorry, it's going to take you to recoup the amount you've spent on a job? The only persons who going through work routes that I actually respect are expatriates. I stand to be corrected. Are expatriates. We would take up jobs in other countries that we will tell ourselves, God forbid, will not do here. And then
Yes,
we
now.
go there and do them. So I don't understand the rationale behind that. At the end of the day, your self-esteem is bruised, and a lot of people cannot even come back because they are ashamed. They are very ashamed. Like all the entire village has known that I'm in the abroad and I cannot come back again, even if I'm not finding it easy. But the advice I usually have for persons like that is really, if you cannot find a visa category you can switch to, because not everybody can switch to some particular visa. For some visa categories, you actually have to come back. But for some others, you can actually switch. If you cannot find a visa category you can switch to, please come back home. Look for other countries that you can go into with peace of mind on visa categories that you qualify for or that you're eligible for. And how would you know that? Consult with a professional. We are still going back to that same thing we started with.
Show now they here. When I first brought her, some people were laughing in the comment section. You want somebody in Nigeria to help me with my relocation in America? They were laughing. That time, now only like 100 and something people they watch. They look from one corner and say, this small fine girl. They joined to toast you. Let me be honest with you. Until they started
They
seeing
tried to
their
toast
destiny.
me.
That's what they were. I was reading the comment. You know, you were busy talking. They saying, "Oh, this fine girl." They were commenting on your looks. I was like, "Look at these people. Some of you are in the abroad. Next month they will give you eviction notice, not from your house or from the country." And let me tell you, the people will loan you money where you take travel, plus the pastor will
they're
pray for you
waiting
where you
for
don't give
you.
them tithe, plus the babalawo will do the jazz where you take travel. All of them they wait for you. Maybe
They
they
are
just
waiting
hear
at the
say you enter
airport.
Nigeria, bon. Ah.
Please,
Let me
please. They are
tell you
waiting
what
at the
somebody did.
airport.
Somebody told a friend of mine to put 20 million inside her account just
Okay.
to show proof of funds.
Okay.
Now, so this get wrong with the 20 million.
God
Or
Almighty, I'm not laughing.
can't
I
saw you, man.
promise you, I'm not laughing.
As God go come help her for her life, she can't go work for the guy we borrow her money sister.
Oh my God.
That one no talk anything. Don't tell the brother say don't see him. They're not follow and talk anything. They don't help build case against them, submit fraud charges against them from her office. You know, they know her house, and so where they work, fill your phone number, date of birth, passport details, blah 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 blah. One day she just come work, police just come greet her for the
She's
say, hello.
so coming back in
Hey.
the next Maroc.
Now the guy pick her from airport straight to EFCC. From
The
airport
next
like this.
Maroc.
The guy pick him inside AC car. Go. She still the EFC. I don't know whether na Kirikiri she did or where they transfer her matter to. So some people, let me tell you, if you are in that abroad, unless you traveled out of convenience, say, you know what, I don't like Nigeria. The light goes. Area boys are on the road. Nigeria is not safe. I understand. You travel because of that. You have your money. But those of you that borrowed to travel, some of you sold your father's house. Your partner get house again as I follow you talk for old age. Then they are now sending you back. It's not possible. You are not coming back. Oh. Swim to the next country. Buy swimming suit. Go their beach. Begin the swim. Go the next country. You cannot come back home. Oh. Now until you see your destiny unfold, you now realize that this. In fact, I'm deleting Messi's number. You will pay me 10,000 naira per number.
Daddy Freeze, please.
No, because they don't listen. This is how you will see something important. Now all of a sudden everybody has woken up. They realize that their sister that is about to be reported, there is hope for her. Take down this number. Let me give you the number. Take down this number. +234 812 314 7884. Take down this number. +234 812 314 7884. You might not know somebody now, but you might meet somebody that has immigration issues tomorrow. You might just toast a girl, and the girl will say, I will have dated you, but they're about to send me back home, and you don't have Messi's number. Now, so you know, take get wife begin for the next 5 years.
How do you act all these movies in your head, Daddy Freeze? I said, how do you act all these movies in your head?
It's my work. That's why you are paying me, and they are paying me to come and sit and talk. Because you see, let me tell you, people don't understand. The first time I ever spoke to Mercy, because before I bring anybody to my life, I've brought some very funny people to my life before. So I want to hear you. Yeah. As she spoke for the first 5 minutes, I say, Mercy, you are coming to my life. I like you. She's here. She didn't speak for up to 5 minutes. I said, this is your idea. I like it. There are people. I have a cousin. This one is not a joke. A cousin. I went to the UK maybe 10, 12 years ago, and I heard he was in the UK. Now, at that time, I was staying somewhere on Old Kent Road. So I said he should meet me up at 805, one popular Niger restaurant. So I said, meet me at 805. My guy will reply, say, Olopa wa mbe, meaning police, they did that area. I said, but what to concern you with police?
Doesn't have papers.
He said, Baba, say no, say we know they like go all those areas where police they did. Do you know this guy was brought back home?
hiding. I mean, he was hiding.
No, he was in his house minding his business, staying with another 2 illegal immigrants. They were hustling. Where they did the hustle, I don't know whether the next door neighbor go get one quanta with one girl. So police now came to bust the neighbor and now bust the wrong door. Now saw 3 boys in the house.
Oh my God.
I'm not joking, no. Now saw 3 boys in the house. Okay, can I get to know you? What's your name? Now they run the name.
The village people were after him.
The 3 of them, they just say, yeah, pack your shoe, pack your bag. Oh, yeah, we're going back home today. Call your family members. Let them be expecting you. Let them cook a goosey. You will eat a bar at home this night. Oh, yeah, enter aeroplane. Now, so they carry them come back house.
But how many years has this person been in the UK?
Like 7.
Okay, not up to 10. So for persons who have been up to 10, there are some persons who have been in the UK and they've been like they are undocumented migrants or illegal immigrants in the UK for up to 10 years. So someone who has spent up to 10 years in a particular space, it's most likely that they've gotten family, except for if you've not gotten any family at all. So if you are able to get, in touch with a good lawyer, one thing I usually say, if you're an illegal immigrant, the number that should be on your speed dial should be a lawyer's number, an immigration lawyer's number. You should have
now,
that on your speed dial.
pastor number, they did their phone. Daddy Joe. Daddy, they are knocking the door. Daddy, pray for me. Daddy,
the number
that should not come this month if they deport me. Pray for me, Daddy. Yes, Daddy, keep praying. The Lord can do it. They are turning back. They are breaking down. The prayer is not working. Pray hard.
It should be your immigration lawyer's number. Just have one and keep, just in case. Because the thing is, when they want to deport people, there are procedures. They don't just take people and, toss them into the next flight. I usually say the next MROC. They don't just take them and toss them into the next MROC and start taking them back to their home countries. There are usually procedures. So in between that time, if your lawyer is actually very, very good, they can help you even apply for extension before they'll be able to give you your judgment, and then they'll be able to find something. Okay, let's use this ground, let's use that ground. But if they now look at everything and say, there's nothing for you, then you know that you are going. But of course, you are safer when you have someone you can speak to almost immediately. I say it all the time. If you get into a country and you find out that those people just found out that they are illegal immigrants, actually. It just happened to them. So for instance, these COS people now, most of them will turn illegal immigrants because they don't want to come back. The number on your
So you have just sat down and just told me that the destiny of some people now is to become illegal immigrants.
That the free, some people have decided that that's their destiny. They've told themselves they can't come back. Because for them, it's a lot of.
It's not that they can't come back. Babalawo, they wait. Pastor, they wait. Landlord, they wait. The person where they borrow money from, they wait. The loan shark, they wait.
Nigeria big now. Nigeria big. If they come back, they will go where all those people don't go see them. They just told themselves that they can't come back.
See, don't listen to Mercy. Anyhow, not come back home. Only your whole family will turn your village people. Your mama, where they beat for village every day. Say, her daughter.
If you can come back, please come back. Right, there are other countries that you can go to. The other visa, the other immigration pathways that you can explore.
Now, let me ask you a question. Imagine somebody is stuck in the UK. Instead of coming back to Nigeria, can they just rigo their way to Canada?
An illegal immigrant cannot apply for a visa in another country, like in the country where they are having an illegal immigrant status. So the only thing is that for Canada, you can apply for a visa from anywhere, even if you're not a resident, so you don't have a resident permit, so you're not a resident of whatever sorts in the country. So for instance, if you are a Nigerian and let's say you have a tourist visa to France, you can go into France and give your biometrics for Canada in France. Canada allows that, right? But mind you, as you're an illegal immigrant, if you're going to give your biometrics, you go with papers now, Abby. So they go catch you for there. Do you understand? So you cannot, if there's no way, if you are an illegal immigrant, just come by, except you want to follow water, like you said, or some form of desert, I don't know. Or you want to swim Atlantic Ocean from anywhere, connect, I don't know. Or you borrow Benin Airways, I don't know. If you know those ones are not an option, you actually have to come back to lodge any visa application to another country. That's just what it is.
Guys, send your request to all your immigrant. Some of you are ashamed to send your request because when I don't make mouth for Daddy Freeze, make people no con no say now Olori you they use for that place where you did. Send your request. Some of you they say tell the truth and shame the devil. Yeah, shame the devil. Tell me you are stuck. More help you begin the sort them small. Brother, how are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. Daddy Freeze. Thank you for taking me. Good
Okay.
question.
Welcome, sir.
My situation is a little bit different. I am in the U.S. and my wife and I have planned to jackpot back for semi-retirement. So
Okay.
I check and check. I just couldn't find the right answer because I know visiting visa is not gonna work. We are moving back to the state. So
Okay.
what type of visa do you think will be appropriate? I've been hearing
Moving
about
back where? Moving back where?
To Nigeria, I think. Moving back where?
You want to come home?
Oga. It's a long story.
You see what I tell you.
Oga, you know,
When I said it, you thought I was lying.
I have to tell you
We
the story.
actually come back home. We come back home.
So, Daddy Prince, I left Nigeria as a young man in 1989 on a full tennis scholarship. You know, I was a former Nigerian #1 junior tennis player. I got scholarship in '89, finished college in '93, and then after that, I've been working. But I've been coming back to
That
Nigeria.
means you know my wife's brother.
What's the name?
Emeka Ilichi.
We call him Ken College. So he went to Barbara Scotia College in.
Yes.
I was in Salisbury. He is in Concord. It's about maybe half an hour. So yes.
Oh wow.
I know him.
Wow.
I actually played him at the 1980-87 All Nigeria Junior Lawn Tennis Championship at Lagos Lawn, and I won that tournament in '87. And then
Wow.
I left a lot, but I've been coming back. But to be honest with you, that my wife and I, we did our planning. We did plan. We have investments and everything, so it's not an issue at all. So we're looking at early next year. We'll be kind of a semi-retire. So something they call Nigeria wife visa, but because I looked at it. If we come to Nigeria with tourist visa for her, it's going to be a problem.
You are talking to the right person right there. I think you just got your first client.
Okay, so I would be asking you some very personalized questions, and I wouldn't want us to do this on live, right?
Absolutely, I'm fine.
I wouldn't want us to do this on live. So what I'll suggest is you can send me a WhatsApp message, and then I'll send you the link to our website where you can book a session. So we'll go over your options. We'll look at your personal circumstance. We'll look at the investment you have here already, and then the options that are best fitted for you.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, but I can tell. I mean, you can see me smiling because when people say Nigeria is what you do. So we'll be okay. I mean, we'll be okay. So.
Nigeria is not bad. I don't like when people say that. Nigeria is not bad. We just have challenges that we trust that we'll be able to overcome with the right leaders. But Nigeria is not bad.
Okay, I will definitely reach out.
Jackpot people, Mrs. Linda Tolu, I've won. Yay! Woo, woo, woo. Don't worry, my people in the comment section understand. This jackpot matter, we don't quarrel and tire. We don't fight, make up, hug ourselves, not talk to ourselves for 2 weeks. Make on top this jackpot.
Interesting.
Make you help me tag Tolu and Mrs. Linda. So you have her
So sir,
number.
just send me a WhatsApp message.
Just send
I'll
her a
respond to
WhatsApp
that.
right away, and let us pick it up from there. God bless you. God bless you. And
Thank you.
my love to your wife.
You gotta find out about the exit. Let's see. Yeah.
All right, so let me bring in more questions as we begin to round off. It's been a very interesting session. So you can see that
Yay.
Mercy is not just beautiful, she's intelligent too.
Thank you. Thank
Someone
you.
said, can you please help me with a visa to the US by invitation? Send her WhatsApp. You think she will answer you that question publicly? But first of all, answer
We
so that she can send you WhatsApp.
don't issue invitations for people. So if you have an invitation, yes, you can assist with your application. Also depends on visa category. But we don't give you invitations. We don't give you wives. We don't give you husbands.
We don't help you
it's not part of
bring
our
your
job
clients home.
description.
Oh.
We don't help you bring your clients. Your clients home.
And we don't help you find clients. Oh.
Yeah, we don't help you find clients. Please go. There's a website. I think it's called something fishes. Fishes in the river or something. Many are fishes. You can find clients there, but we don't help you find clients.
So, guys, ask your questions. If you have immigration issues, Mercy can help. Someone says, I'm coming back home to look for a wife for retirement. That's no problem. As long as you have your papers, you should come home. But if you are married now, some of you are married to Oyinbo people, and the Oyinbo people don't disturb you, say, I want to come home. I want to come home. And you've been struggling to get visas. Talk to Mercy. Maybe Mercy might be able to help you. Somebody is asking, please, where is this lady? Does that matter? You can be in Congo. I have all the. You see, some people are just dense. As in, when they gave birth to you, did the doctor forget to slap you? You know, say, he gets some children where they born them finish like this. They born them like the doctor look there and slap their mama. Say, wait, which kind of picking be this?
That's not fair, Daddy.
How can you say that? Where is she? Does that matter? See, as I am now, I have Sabio's contact abroad. I have Mrs. Linda's contact abroad. So I don't need to be anywhere to do it. I just need to put a phone call, a WhatsApp message, a text message, an email. Sabio, I beg. I need this favor. Help me with this. Sabio go reply 3 minutes later. I say, got you, bro. Finish. She has a network of immigration lawyers. She has a whole team together. This is the company that they run. This is what they do. Look at the kind of experience she's been sharing. Even me, I did learn. I did not know that Nigerian visa was hard to get. I thought people just show up at the port in Nigeria and say, yeah, I want to enter your country, open the door. I don't know, say a process. I think as Nigeria bad, this where everybody they wrong go. Say anybody who want come back. Say if Oyinbo man want visit Nigeria for the first time, say na Tinubu go greet her for airport. Say, thank you for coming from country. I don't know, say it's one of the hardest. I learned it today. So you guys should ask the relevant questions. I want to relocate with my family. What do I do? My husband has been abroad for 7 years. How can I go and meet him? These are important questions. I want to know what country to go to. There are some people, your career na UK, some na America, some na Canada, some can easily have, there's some people that have fluid careers. You will blend into any country you go into. But there are some countries that specific regions appreciate your abilities more. So also, there are so many questions you can ask. What university is most recognized in Nigeria? If I have plans to going to Canada, you understand what course should I do? My children are of university age. I want to send them abroad. Does it help? What are the cheapest schools? Are there scholarships? Questions that you need to ask.
Actually, you have to ask questions. And the way our procedures work here at PMF Consult is When people reach out, because of course people have to reach out, right? And then probably depends on the platform you're reaching out from, right? And then any of our representatives respond to you. The basic information in terms of, so for instance, let's say people say you come with a particular visa category you want to apply for, and you know the particular visa category you want to apply for. So you can just say, oh, do you have this, that? But some persons come in very raw, they don't know what they want to do. So it's at best for those guys to just book a session, and then we can work with them through exactly what it is that you're looking at achieving, long term, short term, like immediate and all that. So we'll now be able to, look at your profile and say, okay, you can do this, these are the options you have available. Then you go think about it, read through the procedures via the official immigration website, read through the procedures. When you make up your mind on what you want to do, then you can come back for us to start your application and all that. So that's like just basically what our procedures are like. But the first things first is that you need to ask questions and ask the right questions. In fact, if you follow our page on Instagram, you follow our page on YouTube, you follow our page on recently on TikTok. The media team ensured that we got on TikTok recently because it was, let me give you the joke that it was a bit tough for us to get on TikTok because we're asking ourselves, which of you would go and start dancing on TikTok? You know the way a lawyer's training come, everybody is like, we're all very still, let me use that word. So who will go and start dancing on TikTok in that sense? But then recently on TikTok, so if you follow our pages well enough, you would be able to make some certain decisions as regards your immigration journey, because one thing we prioritize is information and having the right knowledge. It's on the page, it's on all our pages. It's something we prioritize a lot. So if you follow our page, you'll be able to get, you'd know exactly what you need to get for a particular visa category. And then it would also help you if you meet up to the minimum requirements and if it's the best fitted visa category for you, depending on your profile.
All right, brother, you are a final caller. What is your question?
Yes, bless you, Daddy Freeze. I'm Adetono Davis, your usual friend from Spain.
Thank you so much, Adetono. God
You're
bless
welcome.
you, brother.
How is my sister doing? Yes,
very well, thank you.
Quick one, my sister. I'm so happy meeting you. I just joined this about a few minutes ago. I just want to ask this question because I have burden for people, especially Nigerians. And like I always tell people that Japa is good, but you have to do it well.
Of course.
Like the last time that the Freeze interviewed me, and I mentioned that Japa is good, but you have to reason well before you will go into it. Now, my question is this, and I will contact you. I've taken the number, and I will contact you afterward. I just want to know, is it possible in Nigeria that people can arrange something like, can I call it educative excursion or educative program? Because now I'm currently in Spain. I live in UK. Now I'm in Spain, and I'm into tourism, and music and film production. So I want to come to Nigeria to do some research because I want to invest. I'm approaching my 60, and I want to invest in Nigeria, and in the next 10, 15 years, know that Ilela Bosimioku, that is, I must retire back home.
That's good.
But I want to know possibility that if it is possible to do tourism program arrangement to Europe, can you do that? Can we have that with you?
Okay, so I'm trying to understand your question. Is it for persons to just come into Europe and attend your programs and then that's all, or you want to use that as a pathway to whatever residency, like a pathway to residency later on for them?
You know, by the time they have opportunity to travel, especially to this part of the world, and they return back and they develop business link with us. Maybe they love acting, they love music, and they love dancing, like the way I'm planning with Kafi and some people in Nigeria. So like that, they will have something. They won't just japa and disappear,
Of
because all
course.
over the world, everywhere in the world, everybody wants somebody. They believe that you have something that you can offer.
You can offer,
So I
yes.
want to raise awareness in Nigeria because we have so many talents.
Okay, so from what I've understood, if I'm not getting you correctly, then probably would have to continue this on WhatsApp. But from what I've
Okay.
understood, you would have just two options in terms of visa categories. One is a tourist visa. That's one option, right? So a tourist visa comes like it umbrellas a lot of things. You can take a tourist visa to attend a conference. You can take a tourist visa to attend a short-term training. You can take a tourist visa to attend a business meeting, or yeah, just a business meeting generally, or conference or short-term training, as well as to visit family and just be a general tourist in whatever country. But if you want them to stay back after some time and be able to earn a living for themselves, then you're looking at work routes, you're looking at work visa routes. And for you to be able to, for people to be able to apply for work visas through your firm, there are certain requirements that you must meet with the immigration authority in Spain. You cannot
Okay.
just give them offer letter and say, come and work. It doesn't work that way. Because for you to be able to employ an immigrant to come into a country to work, there are certain things you must meet with the immigration authority of whatever country that you are in or you are at. So that's one thing.
Okay.
So what you may want to start doing right now is you may want to start getting your company registered. You may want to start looking at how you can be able to apply for some form of licenses to be able to issue to people to come in and work and all that.
All
And
right.
then Spain does not have to the best of my knowledge at the moment, I don't think Spain has global talent routes. I'm not so familiar with the Spanish immigration
Yes.
system. So I don't
Mhm.
think, so if you mention things around arts and all that, and if you say you live in the UK, why are you not doing that within the UK? It will be more beneficial for you if you do that within the UK because there are global talent routes in the UK. So it will be more beneficial if you do that kind of a thing in the UK than you're going to Spain to go and do it. So you see how we started. We actually started with something with Daddy Freeze, that your why is important. Because your why would help you guide what you are to do from the start. It would help you lay your first foundation in that sense. So if you know that if it's just for them to come in and get experience, get education, and go back, then it's fine. They can take tourist visas to come and take a training or a short course from your company and all that. But if you want them to come and work, I don't think doing it in Spain would be beneficial to you at the long run. I think the UK will be more beneficial because of the global talent routes that are available in the UK. And from
Yeah.
UK, you can actually spread your wings into other European countries. They are close. It's easier for you to enter Europe from the UK than you're entering Europe from the US or from Canada or from Australia, those other parts of the world. If I didn't answer your
Yeah.
question, I'm sorry. You
Yeah.
can just leave me a
I
WhatsApp
will,
message.
I will get back to you, but because of people watching, one thing I want you to know is that UK is saturated, and now currently in Europe, Spain especially, they are trying to venture into tourism deep, but in the area of music, acting. So that is why
Okay.
I want to develop it more. But I will get back to you. Don't let me bore you with words. I will get back to you and Daddy Freeze about this.
No problem. No
Mm.
problem. Look forward to getting your message.
Okay.
All right, brother.
Thank
God
you.
bless you.
Yeah. God
Yes,
bless you.
God bless you. There was a lady who sent a request. I wanted to end with her, but I don't think so. Brother, thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. See you.
See you, brother.
Yeah.
God bless. So, my lovely sister.
Yes,
Yes.
Dr. Freeze, I'm here.
So what do we have left as we sign off?
Oh, Okay, I'm still going to go back to where I started off. First thing is that you have to know your why. I say it all the time. I'm tired if anybody is bored of hearing that, but it's actually very important. So it's very important that you know your why and then be open to consulting. Be very open to consulting. We've seen that so many immigration systems or immigration bodies are actually putting in a lot of efforts to attract business talents and other talents within the arts, entertainment, and even persons within academia, right? So for persons who want to do businesses in other countries, right now we are very much focused on the UK and then the US. So for persons who want to do businesses in these areas, we have a workshop coming up sometime in November, and it's for people who want to do businesses in UK. It's a market entry strategy sort of workshop, and you can actually register for that workshop on our website, just pmfconsult.com. So you cannot take away the parts of consulting first before you make any final plans on whatever you want to do. I am going to, leave off on that.
Okay. Thank you very much, my darling sister, and God bless you. For those of you who want to get in touch, here is her number. Hold on 1 second. Let me mute TikTok. Send her a WhatsApp message now. +234 812 314 7884. I'll take that number again. +234 812 314 7884. I'll take that number again. +231 812 314 7884. Do stay blessed, and if you have any immigration related issues, reach out to Mercy, and we'll pick it up from there. Take care.
Thank you so much for having me on your platform.
And I hope you had fun.
Yes, I did actually. Wonderful conversations.
Okay, so do your customers very well. Let's see more and more people sorted out over the next few weeks. God bless you.
Thank you.